we'll talk about Facebook now, because they're all. It's like they keep on coming up for all the wrong reasons. I'm sure they're. I wonder if they've got their crack PR team trying to figure out a way to, sort of make themselves look better. But this story about Facebook, Facebook employees discussing monetizing access to personal data. Well, big surprise, as far as, but they've got documentation to show it. What I thought was interesting in here that they were suggesting was that they were whitelisting certain companies and maybe blacklisting others based on, I guess, the interaction, how much they're paying, where it's useful for Facebook to interact with them, and whether that's good for anyone really. Well, other than Facebook, of course, because it suits their purposes.
Well, look, I think we've just covered it basically. Facebook has data. It is a data company. It has highly personalised data. And thanks to the icons or emojis that they've installed over the last 4 or 5 years, it knows exactly, probably pretty much, how to trigger just about any sort of response from the wider populace. And if you had that data, that's valuable. Rightly or wrongly, you'd be crazy not to be monetizing that, because otherwise I'm not sure what the point of your business is. I will say this, though, about the whitelist and blacklist. I guess with personal data, we sort of feel that way, but Amazon is effectively doing a very similar thing, but with products and retail. If you don't go through Amazon, well, you might not really have much of a sales opportunity out there. You'll be either undercut or blacklisted and never seen. So, this is the new way. I don't think we're in a position yet to judge whether it's right or wrong, although people might have opinions. But once again, you and I have been talking about this for many years, and maybe this is where the internet's going, and maybe one day people might find that they're not so happy with the way that it's gone.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just before we move on, though, one interesting thing I find is that on this collection of data business, obviously Facebook and Google are sitting in a very similar space here, but it's interesting that Facebook is really losing out on the PR front in this case. I mean, I think everyone kind of jokingly says that Google, they know everything about you, but I don't know if I don't get that sense that there's as much of a backlash against Google as there is against Facebook.
Well, the thing about Google is that even though they do know everything about you, they've never attached it necessarily to your face. I mean, maybe if you have a Google Plus account, if you can work out how to log in, they know all about you. But Google, right from the start, and anyone who's used Google Analytics would know this, has always maintained that anonymity between a profile or a user and the end result. So Google would have very similar Facebook data to, say, Facebook. There's no question about that, and probably even better because it's more widely aggregated. But I would hazard a guess, and only hazard a guess because you've got an Android phone that's as good as having Facebook for Google. But I would hazard a guess that it's less personalised.
Yeah.
Typically, or probably in getting that data, Google's probably done a better job of segregating it. So if they ever were audited, they probably, can show that they've kept a separation, I would imagine.
And that's reflected in the public as well, I guess, public perception, in that Google is a search engine first. You go to Google to get information. Facebook, it was set up as a place to, sort of meet your friends online and stay in touch. So just on that concept alone, I guess Facebook ends up in a bit of trouble, and maybe that's where they're having problems. That maybe they're trying to become something else, and it's too difficult to stray away from what their core, I guess, reason for being is, because the two things don't compute together very well.
No, exactly. So Google's always set out to collect our data through search, and Facebook has always sought to attach us to an image.